want to talk to you. I feel like there's an elephant in the room. I need to talk to you. You guys are all talking about stuff. You know, I think, you know, you and I had, you guys.
What turns a group of glamorous women into a powder keg of drama? In RHOC, sometimes it's as simple as a misplaced comment or a boyfriend no one likes. We are exploring how tiny sparks ignited the biggest explosions in Orange County history. Trust us, you won't believe how some of these fights started. Remember Vicky's epic meltdown with the van driver?
Family van to pick up 6 people. Okay? This is ridiculous. You guys are everywhere. Why are you sending up?
That wasn't just a random outburst. It was the start of something big. Vicky screaming, "I want to go home," set the tone for years of drama to come. It's like she opened Pandora's box of Real Housewives craziness. At first, these ladies seemed like they could be besties. Vicky and Tamara were thick as thieves, sharing secrets and inside jokes. But under those perfect smiles and designer outfits, trouble was brewing. You could almost feel the tension building. So what turned these friendships upside down? How did BFFs become enemies? We are talking about the betrayals, the shocking twists, and the moments that left jaws on the floor over the years. Here's what we think are the most explosive fights in OC history. You know how they say, it's the little things that count. Well, in RHOC, the little things could become major drama in a hot second.
Posting a thing at the cake. Did you like the cake?
I like the HD.
I don't want to start any trouble.
Posting a thing.
Take the infamous cake incident between Sarah and Heather. Sarah, a friend of Alexis and Gretchen, decided to take a bite out of the decorative bow on Heather's cake. And this was Heather's special name change celebration cake. It's just a cake, right? No big deal. Sarah jumped the gun, but everyone can just move on to eating the cake. But not in Orange County. Heather was furious. She called it the dumbest fight ever. But that didn't stop her from asking Sarah to leave her house. Over a sugar bow, it's like the cake was made of gold or something. But it was so much more than just a silly cake. To Heather, it was about respect, about following unspoken social rules, about who belongs in this exclusive circle and who doesn't. Sarah crossing that line drew a clear boundary between her and Heather, and it forced other housewives to pick sides. Suddenly, Alexis and Gretchen were caught in the crossfire, trying to defend their friend while not alienating Heather. And just like that, a tiny sugar bow created big cracks in the group's foundation. It's crazy how something so small can reveal so much about the underlying tensions and power dynamics at play. The cake drama was crazy.
Tired of it.
Why? Because I said people change?
I don't like who you are right now. Tired of it.
Why?
But Tamara and Simon's line of a fight that was intense. At the end of season 5, the cast was dressed up for a fancy party, and Tamara and Simon are in a limo. And the evening goes from exciting to something everyone wanted to exit. It starts with Simon criticizing Tamara's dress choice, and what starts as a minor insult quickly spirals into a full-blown argument. Tara loses it, screaming, "You are a nasty, vile person. I want a divorce. Fuck you." Right there in the limo, with cameras rolling. It's raw, it's real, and as a viewer, it's uncomfortable to watch. And with good reason. It was a turning point for Tamara, for the show, and for the entire group. Suddenly, everyone had to deal with the fallout. Do they take sides? Do they pretend nothing happened? How do you go to a party after that kind of blow-up? The tension from that limo ride seeped into every interaction at the end of season cast party, and it didn't stop there. This fight set the stage for Tamara's divorce the following year, which changed her role in the group and shifted alliances for everyone. Think about it. After seeing that fight, how could the other housewives look at Tamara the same way? Or Simon? It forced everyone to reevaluate their relationships, their own marriages, their place in the group. One argument in a limo, and the whole dynamic of the show shifted. These minor spats had major ripple effects. After the cake incident, Heather's relationships with Sarah, Alexis, and even Gretchen were strained. Lines were drawn, and people had to choose sides. The limo fight changed the conversation around marriage and divorce on the show. Suddenly, these topics weren't just gossip fodder. They were raw, real issues that hit close to home for many of the housewives. Those who stood by Tamara found themselves at odds with Simon's supporters. The limo fight exposed vulnerabilities and insecurities in other marriages, leading to whispered conversations and side-eyes at every group event. It's like the fight gave everyone permission to air their own dirty laundry. If there is one thing Real Housewives of Orange County has taught us, it's that friendships can change faster than you can say. That's my opinion. And no friendship embodies this roller coaster quite like Vicky and Tamara's. They were the best of friends, sharing everything from business ventures to personal secrets. They were the dynamic duo of RHOC, always ready with a witty comment or a shoulder to cry on. But then came Brooks. Vicky's controversial boyfriend drove a wedge between the besties faster than you can say love tank. Suddenly, The unbreakable bond started to crack. Tamra openly criticized Brooks. She questioned his motives, his past, and pretty much everything about him. And Vicky? Well, she took Tamra's bad-mouthing very personally. You could feel the tension building as the season marched on. It was in every side-eye, every snide comment, every forced smile at group events. And that tension came to a head in the Season 9 reunion. Vicky was defending Brooks as usual. Tamra had had enough, and then it happened. Tamra exploded with that now iconic line, "That's my opinion." But at that point, it was about more than just Brooks. It was about loyalty, about trust, about what it means to be a true friend. Tamra's lack of support felt to Vicky like a betrayal. Tamra felt hurt by Vicky's willingness to drop her and choose a man over their friendship. And just like that, years of sisterhood went up in flames. But just when you think two housewives will never speak again, bam, they are back to being besties. Take Shannon and Tamra. One minute they're planning girls' trips together. The next they are accusing each other of alcoholism and disloyalty. It's a whirlwind. Even friends will get caught in the friendship pendulum. Remember when Vicky pleaded with Tamra, "You are supposed to be my friend, my soulmate, my sister." That raw emotion, that pain of betrayal, it's why we watch. The alliances in RHOC are constantly shifting. One season, it's Vicky and Tamra against the world. The next, they can't stand to be in the same room. And with Shannon, it's hard to keep track of who she is with and who she is against. And good luck to the new housewives who come in thinking they can navigate these treacherous waters. It's like swimming with sharks and expecting not to get bit. But just when you think the battle lines have been drawn, something happens and there are new lines to contend with. Remember when everyone thought Vicky and Tamra would never reconcile? Well, never say never in Orange County. These two have more comebacks than a boomerang. One minute they are screaming at each other across a reunion couch. The next they are planning a girls' weekend like nothing ever happened. And that's the beauty of RHOC. Just when you think a friendship is dead and buried, it rises from the ashes like a designer-clad phoenix. But don't get too comfortable. That reconciliation might last about as long as one of Vicky's Whoop It Up sessions. So, is any friendship on RHOC truly stable? Can these women ever trust each other fully? Or is every reconciliation just setting the stage for the next big betrayal? These are the questions that keep us glued to our screens season after season. Sometimes words and raised voices just aren't enough to get a point across for our Orange County ladies. When emotions run high and tempers flare, even the most polished housewives can snap. And when they do, it's not just verbal jabs being thrown. Sometimes these women have gotten physical. A few years back, the women had a disastrous dinner at the Quiet Woman, where the women were anything but quiet.
There's been some bad blood. There's been some bad blood between all of us. There's been some bad.
Shannon storms better and Kelly Dodd went from harsh words and nasty name calling to throwing plates at each other. The tension between these two had been simmering for a while, with Kelly's sharp tongue constantly pushing Shannon's buttons. But when Kelly made a crack about Shannon needing some hormones, it was like lighting a match in a room full of gasoline. Shannon completely lost it, and she grabbed her plate and hurled it across the table at Kelly. Food went flying, glasses toppled, and jaws hit the floor. It was shocking, it was messy, and it was absolutely riveting television. But the cameras panned the other patrons in the restaurant. People were stunned, and rightly so. This wasn't just another petty squabble. This was Shannon reaching her breaking point in the most dramatic way possible. But that's only one of the dramatic physical confrontations these women have brought us over the years. Tamra never disappoints when it comes to dramatic moments, and Tamra didn't throw food, but wine at Gina Keogh at a pool party in the early seasons of the show. To set the stage a bit, Gina had apparently been talking to the press about Tamra's divorce, so when Tamra confronted Gina at a party, things quickly spiraled out of control quickly. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, and before anyone could blink, Tamra threw her entire glass of wine right in Gina's face. So Gina naturally threatened to throw Tamra in the pool, which only added fuel to the fire. Tamra, not content with just one dramatic gesture, whipped out a cease and desist letter and waved it in Gina's face. The other women were stunned. Some tried to help, and others just watched in shock. It was clear that this moment would change the dynamics of the group. Friendships were tested, alliances were questioned, and everyone had to pick a side. But it's not just the housewives themselves who get caught up in the drama. Sometimes it's the husbands, friends or family members that unwittingly get caught in the crossfire. The near brawl between Kelly Dodd and Emily Simpson's husband, Shane, comes to mind. This incident proved that even the husbands aren't safe from the Orange County drama. At an early season party at Tamra's house, Kelly, in her usual fashion, came in hot. She mistakenly thought Shane had been talking about her in the press and confronted him. But instead of trying to talk it out and clear it up with Shane, Kelly decided to go nuclear. She called Shane a little twerp and a dork, escalating the situation from 0 to 100 in seconds flat. Emily, seeing her husband being verbally attacked, wasn't about to stand idly by. She jumped to Shane's defense, getting right in Kelly's face. The situation got so heated that Emily had to be physically restrained from going after Kelly. These physical confrontations didn't just provide shocking TV moments, they changed the group dynamics. The plate-throwing incident cemented Shannon and Kelly's status as sworn enemies. Tamra's wine-tossing moment with Gina marked the end of their friendship and shifted alliances within the group. And the near fight between Kelly and Shane, it drew a clear line in the sand, with housewives forced to choose sides. But sometimes these explosive moments actually brought certain housewives closer together. Those who stood by Shannon after her plate-throwing incident formed a tighter bond. Tamra's defenders rallied around her after the wine-tossing drama, and Emily's willingness to go to bat for her husband earned her respect from some of the other wives. This show isn't just a show, it's been a cultural phenomenon that changed reality TV and launched an entire TV genre, not to mention a very successful career of our favorite executive producer, Andy Cohen. These fights are not just entertainment. They shaped how we view drama, friendship, and even reality itself. Think about it. Vicky's van meltdown, Tamra's wine toss, Shannon's plate throw. These moments are etched in our minds. They are the reason we keep coming back season after season. We can't look away from the chaos, the betrayals, the reconciliations. But why are we so drawn to this drama? Maybe it's because in all the craziness, we see a bit of ourselves, our own friendships, our own fights, blown up to larger-than-life proportions. So we have all seen the first few episodes of this current season and how it's all shaping up. What's going to happen? Well, some of these old feuds ignite. We know new conflicts will take shape, and some of them will be ridiculous. Some will be real and raw, and some of them will be etched in our minds for seasons to come. Just like those we have reviewed here. But what do you think? Have we missed one of your favorite fights? Please let us know. Drop your thoughts into the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. We want to hear from you, and keep watching this channel for more Real Housewives content headed your way soon.